What is up, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drives, where we are always balling on a budget and wrenching in our garage. Today we're going to be installing these sweet G2 mirrors that we got for the XB, all freshly painted. But before we do that, it's time we showed the XB some love. I just went ahead and gave it a wash, so it's looking awesome. Hasn't been washed actually since I did that detailing video, which was a long time ago, man. It was like well over a month. So I gave this thing a good wash, and now we're gonna go ahead and get underneath it and change that oil because it's been a minute since I've done that. I got the blinking light that we all know and love. So let's get underneath this thing, change the oil real quick, and we'll go ahead and install these awesome mirrors. All right, time for the oil filter. And I got this little tool off Amazon. It's pretty sweet for getting oil filters off. You clamp it on here. There you go, like that. Then you hook your socket to it, and as you loosen, it grips hard and will turn. So, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, man. I put these things on hand tight every time, and I can never get it off. So, must just go through a million heat cycles and doesn't want to move. There it goes. What a mess. These filters already come lubed. Pretty cool, huh? I got my 5W30 Platinum Pennzoil. Comment below, let me know the oil you use in your box. I did an oil change video a couple months ago. Let's see if I can get this in here without making a mess first. This is always a fun thing with a new bottle. Steady. Hey, we got it. I did an oil change video a couple months ago on how to change oil in your XB. And I said I use Pennzoil because back in the day when I had my old XB, somebody did a somebody sent their oil in for analysis, and I read it on bobstheoilguy.com, and it came back with flying colors, man. Pennzoil did a great job in these engines, so that's why I use it, and no complaints so far. So but yeah, I mean, oil is one of those things where there's always a new weight to try. There's always a new brand to try. I was reading recently that 040 is kind of a new Mobil 1 weight that they've been rolling out recently, and it's supposed to be their best oil. So let me know if you're using that, or if you got something else that you think's pretty sweet. So for me, it's always been 5W30. Full synthetic Pennzoil, and a Toyota filter if I can get one. I'll have a link down below if you want to order the filter on Amazon. Sometimes you can find them at Walmart, sometimes you can find them at O'Reilly's, but you can always find them at Amazon, so that's why I put the links in there. So anyway, I'm going to get this car level, check the dipstick, and see where we're at. It's impossible to see on camera, but trust me, it's at the line. Alright, man, so we're all good here. I got my homemade funnel. Can't beat these. And yeah, man, let's button this up and let's tackle those mirrors. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the driver's side here. And as awesome as these G2 mirrors are, they come with absolutely zero directions. So we're going to have to kind of wing it here. The first thing we're going to do, though, is get this stock mirror off. And the way that we do that is start here on the inside by removing this little panel. Come on. There we go. Alright, we got 3 10mm bolts here, but before we go ahead and remove those, we got to get to this pigtail, which is behind the door panel. So let's go ahead and pull the door panel off. Phillips head there. You typically have a plastic clip there. Down below here, you got a Phillips head. And I think that's it. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, I got the door panel removed, just kind of sitting here. I didn't want to unplug any of the stuff for the switches. This is what we're after here. Grab your little clip tool. If you don't have one of these, man, you're missing out. This thing is just a lifesaver. And boom, popped them out. If you want one of these, I'll put a link down on Amazon. But yeah, definitely get one of these. They're an incredible tool. And we got to figure out how to slide this guy out of here. Push down here and push here or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm going to need two hands. Give me a second. Yep, that was just as easy as we thought. Push down that little piece and boom, slides out the little pigtail. And now we'll go ahead and remove these 10mm screws. All right, so we got the mirror removed. Here they are laid out. Now you can see that this is missing a lot of kind of what's here. We got this kind of gasket that's falling off. But more importantly, there is kind of like a rubber piece here we don't have here. And we also have studs here. We don't have studs here. This did come with some screws that we're supposed to use in place of the studs. They look just like this, and you'll see when I install it. But after holding this up to the car, I want to take as much from this as I can to fit onto this, because I think it's going to give it a much better fit on the car. So I'm going to start by removing kind of this rubber piece here, which I'll have to slide around over. I'll have to cut this in order to get this piece off. So bear with me a minute. I'm going to pull this all apart and see if I can get this onto this. Alright, so check this out. I got that rubber membrane off there, and it's on here. It's not like, you know, welded on here or anything like that, but I think it's going to be fine, because once we get it in place, and you're going to have to hold on a second, I got to put this down. See, now once we get it in place, you see that rubber membrane underneath there and up along here, which gives us an OEM look. So I think that's going to be perfect. Alright, so we got the fitment figured out, which is awesome. Now we have to make these things actually work. And of course, the colors don't match up at all. I mean, you know, of course they don't. So the G2s, you got a green, you got a yellow, and you got a white. The OEM, we got brown, red, and black. So what we got to do now is just basically strip these wires, hand wind them together, hook it up, and see if this mirror reacts the way it's supposed to. And then once we figure that out, then we can go ahead and solder these or crimp them or whatever, so that it actually works. If you ever need to strip wire like this, you need to get yourself one of these. If you don't have one of these, man, you're missing out. These things are amazing. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to pick one up. Now basically, the way this guy works, it's got a bunch of little holes in there. They're all labeled. So you stick your wire in the hole you think, which I think is 20. So we'll stick it in here, clamp down, squeeze, and look at that, stripped. Alright, so after much trial and error, these are the color combos that I came up with that I thought worked best. Okay, and when I say work best, I mean that they worked all functions of the mirror. So I got red going to green, I got black going to yellow, and I got brown going to white. This allows for the mirror to tilt up and down and to move left and right. Now the issue is that when I push left, the mirror actually goes right, and when I push right, the mirror goes left. When I push down, it goes up, and when I push up, it goes down. I tried configuring these wires in many different ways, and this is the only setup that I could make work consistently. So I just went ahead and soldered this together, and the way I soldered it is by using these. If you're not familiar with these things, man, and you're like me and you hate soldering, you need to get these. I'll put a link down in the description. This is kind of my first time actually using it. The way it works is you take this guy and you put one wire in one side and put the other in the other, and that little silver you see in there is actually solder. And then you wave it in front of a heat source like this, and the solder melts and creates a waterproof bond. So seems like it worked really well here. You can see that the solder is now a gray and not a silver anymore, and hopefully this works. So we'll plug it in and we'll see if this little soldering thing works. But so far, I really like them. All right, guys, check it out. We got them on there. What do you think? Comment below. Man, the white does not match. It doesn't. It just doesn't match. But that's okay. We can handle that in the future. But yeah, What do you think of the styling, man? I think it looks killer. I think it looks killer. And it works. It works. And I did a really good job reusing that old grommet from the old mirror. I mean, look at the seam here, underneath here, right? That looks good. The only thing that's, you know, different is that we have this whole section here, which is a little weird, but whatever. That should be fine. But yeah, let me show you. These things actually work, man. These things actually work. Oh, look at that. Pretty cool, right? Not bad for 40 bucks. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Toaster Tuesdays. You know it. You love it. We'll be back next week, possibly with windshield replacement. And I know that doesn't sound all exciting, but I actually got a water leak coming in right in here. So we're going to pull this off. We're also going to tint it, and we're also going to put a banner on the windshield. So look forward to that. That's probably going to be next week. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Later.